Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get started with the endgame of Path of Exile. This is going to be part 1 of the endgame, or if you're watching this as a complete Path of Exile playthrough, this is part 11. We've just finished all of the campaign. We killed Kitava. What is there to do next? So, right when you kill Kitava, you go through the portal. It's going to put you back to Oriath. You want to talk to Lonnie. She'll give you a book to give you 2 skill points. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go talk to the NPC Lily, and we're going to set sail to Oriath. So, we're going to go to the Karui Shores, and there's still way more content. We're going to talk to Helena and continue. We can get a crafting recipe, and we're just going to go all the way around. You can talk to the NPCs if you want to, but it doesn't really matter. You're just really going towards the map device. So, as you progress in the game, you might have gotten some maps. These are what's going to be considered the end game. So, what's important is in the very beginning, Kyrak, you'll talk to him, he'll give you a map. If you hold Alt on the keyboard, you can see where it says Atlas map incomplete, Atlas bonus incomplete. If you have certain maps that you've acquired, check your stash, maybe you put them in there. Do the ones that you don't have. Like, he's going to give you one that you may have. So, like this, let's see, this is a terrace. Okay, well, we have another terrace here. We don't want to grab the terrace because we want to do as many different maps as possible. So, we can return to him once in a while, and he can actually sell us maps. We can actually put him on our hideout. But if you need to get a hideout, you can go to Act 2. There's a way to get a hideout. You can watch my playthrough. If you haven't watched the playthrough, Act 2, you can get that's where you get your first hideout. But what we're going to do is we're going to go down here to this map device, and you can put this map device inside of your what's called your hideout. But we're going to take the item, and we're going to identify the map. So some maps will have modifiers that you literally cannot do. So what I mean by that is it'll say specifically reflects physical damage or elemental damage, or very common ones where like you cannot do those. So you're going to use your different currencies to re-roll these maps so they don't have that modifier that you cannot do. So let's say like I had physical or whatever, and I couldn't do that. I would go to my stash, and I would go grab my Orb of Alteration, and I would re-roll this so it doesn't have that. Like, let's say I'm like, oh shoot, it has Desecrated Ground. That's too hard for me. I'm going to re-roll it. It has Animals. Okay. So when you modify them, they'll usually give you some better rewards, but they'll make it more difficult. The area I have by Animals doesn't really matter too much. Alright, now we're going to go to the map device. We're going to grab our map, and we are going to put it in and then hit activate. There's other things that we can do later to modify the maps to get guarantee certain like mechanics in the map, and there's also what's called a Kyrak mission where we get to basically get a free map. But what we want to do is we want the Atlas to be, if it says Atlas incomplete as well as bonus incomplete, we want to do both of the objectives. Earlier on, it'll be doing a blue map, yellow, then it'll be to do a map that is rare. Then it'll be do a map that is rare and corrupted. It'll require you to make it a little bit more what's called juiced up, which will increase the difficulty. But we want to keep on doing these maps. So we'll go ahead and do this full one in its full playthrough, and I'll kind of explain what you do in the maps. So your goal with the Atlas, once we complete one, there's 115 maps. When you complete the map, you'll get some sort of a reward. We're going to start off with, right now I think that, what is it, terrace? Okay, so we'll just go through this map in its full entirety. And you don't have to kill every single enemy that you see. We got a skill point, so I'm just going to put it in real quick because it'll give us some extra damage. But on the top right, you'll see that it says more than 50 monsters remain. Ideally, you kill enough monsters to make it so it doesn't say, it says any number that's not more than 50. But go ahead and claim your rewards. There's a breach here, but I'm here just to clean up content as quickly as I can and explain what I want to do on the tree. And don't forget to do your your lab, because if you've done the last one is in Act 10 in terms of the Trial of Ascendancy. So there's the 3rd lab, and there's actually the 4 labs total. You want to make sure you do all those to ascend to like your higher class. But just keep on going. What you're looking for is the boss. When you destroy the boss, it will complete your Atlas. There's a lot of like newer things that open up as you get towards the end game, like Harvest over there. Some of them they're fun to do, but do the stuff that you enjoy. I don't know what you enjoy, so some of the stuff I like, you may not like, and vice versa. So engage in the stuff that you want to, but ideally, you usually want to try to make it so there's not more than 50 monsters remain. And the reason why is because you don't get maps for free, you don't get infinite maps, but you pretty much get free white maps, which are like the earlier ones, and yellow ones are a little bit like medium difficulty, then the red maps are the harder ones. But you really want to clean up the maps. Earlier on though, don't worry too much about cleaning up the maps completely, but if you're running out of maps, then try to complete more of your map. But usually what I try to do earlier on myself is I just make sure I rush the boss on the white maps and the yellow maps, and then when it comes to the red maps, I try to clean up things a little bit more if I'm running low on maps. You can also buy maps from other players. You can trade them. You can go to the NPCs and you can get more maps. And I'll show you that in a second once we complete this one. We can activate Hydrosphere. Unfortunately, Terrace is not a very good map to farm. Eventually, what some people do is they like a very specific map and they farm that map again and again and again. Certain maps that I would not recommend are ones that have bosses that have phases, as in like this one, the boss goes away, then you can fight him, then he goes away, and then you can fight him again. It's just kind of tedious to have to do that. Oh, got me trapped. Okay, trapped. So now that we've defeated the boss, we can exit. Again, you may want to clear out the maps if you don't have extra maps, because this is where you get maps. Otherwise, you're going to have to do the, like areas in the campaign again. So now we get what's called an Atlas skill point. So not only do we have the passive tree, but we have the Atlas pass. So where can we get more maps? So our whole goal right now is to keep on going over here, and we're going to do more maps. You don't have to go here specifically. I'll show you guys how to do it in your hideout. So I have my own hideout. It's going to look different. If you need to get a hideout, again, Act 2, you can go into specifically, what is it, not Beaver Chambers. It's like towards end. Dread Thicket, that's the area. Let me move my face out of the way. If you go over here, you can get a hideout. It's marked as a blue flirty list. It's a little like blue icon. You just go there, you kill the enemies, then you get a hideout. You can talk to Helena. But that's where you go. And if you need to talk to Helena, she's also over here. And this lets you just select your hideout. This is at the very end. So now I'm going to go to my hideout. I click on this little 40 list. It's going to go to my hideout. And I'm a degenerate that likes anime, so we have the quality anime grill there. So you're going to have your own map device. I think the first time you go in here, maybe they'll give you a tutorial. I don't really remember. I've done this. I've already had this set up. But what we're going to do is we're going to click on this little arrow here, and we're going to go to decorations, and we're going to go to the map device. Let's see if I can type it. Can I type it in? Oh, can't just type it in. All right. So we go to decorations, and I think it'll say like in use. Or I think maybe it'll just place. Like I said, I've already done it, so maybe it doesn't like automatically let you do it. But basically, you can put like your crafting bench. Is it here? It's gotta be in here. Heist locker. Okay. Okay, so you can create your own hideout. This is like you can go to websites, you can download your own hideout. But basically, I think this will always be put there as default, or it'll tell you to place it down. He'll tell you to place it down. So what you got to do is, if you want to, again, you can use the other map, like device, which is just in the epilogue, which is on the Korea Shores, which is here. Like if you want to, you can use this the whole game. I think it's not very efficient because you don't get to place your own thing and you got to walk down. But if you want to get more maps, you talk to Kyrak and you purchase them. You can again purchase these from players. Hold Alt and it'll tell you which ones you have incomplete. You want to try to complete as many maps as possible. My key is set to G, but it's Atlas screen. So I'm going to open this up and you'll see that this is completed and there's a check mark. When you do the bonus objectives, you're going to be getting a Atlas passive skill. And what you do with this is you click on it and you can see there's a whole nother skill tree. But don't be overwhelmed. There's a lot of stuff in here that you can decide for yourself. What do you want to do? Do you want to do the mechanic where you walk through and you make everything gray called delirium and it makes like a fog appear? Do you like the breach mechanic? Do you like the heist mechanic? You get to choose your own playstyle and it's really cool. And as you advance here, there's more choices for you to make. It's totally up to you and what you want to do. And I can't tell you exactly, which one is the best, because I could tell you the one that I think is the best, but you may not enjoy it. One thing that I would probably recommend, if you're like, dude, I don't know what to select, right? And if you're watching this playthrough, I highly recommend Strongbox. So I'm going to put 1 point here, and I'm going to get basically all of the Strongbox nodes. If I click right here, it's going to highlight other Strongbox nodes, but if I just type it in. And each map is going to have additional chances for certain things to happen as we put in more points. Like This is a monster drop additional map. This is more strong boxes. This is basically, I'm going to put every single point I can into strong boxes first, and then I'll decide what I want to go from there. Usually what I do, here's my strategy. I get all the strong box nodes, then I go for the Eater of Worlds. That's my strategy. And then I kind of decide what I want to go for. Sometimes I watch other streamers, and I mix and match and see which results that they say that they feel like have been buffed. Sometimes it's all luck. Like, you know, what can happen sometimes, like, guys, we do this one. He got really lucky. He just happened to do 2 different runs and got really lucky, got certain things, and he's uploading videos on it. So take everything with a grain of salt, but I can confidently say that strong boxes are very fast, and they're relatively beginner friendly, with the exception of being frozen. We'll talk about that more later, but some strong boxes, if you click on them, it'll immediately freeze your character, and your character will die because you're frozen. So try to get a flask that has like immunity to freeze when you activate it. That's all you really need, and the strong boxes are super friendly. Because certain other mechanics, like Beyond, can be very dangerous, or if you do certain mechanics that require more knowledge with the game versus strong boxes. Strong boxes, what the mechanic is, it's a box, you click on it, monsters come out, you kill them, you get the loot. With Expedition, you have to know like what nodes you need to set up. It gets a lot more complex. Basically, if you don't know what to go and you're like, I'll just take your suggestion, strong boxes are a win. Another great choice is essences. These are really great for beginners because you can use essences to craft if you're interested in crafting, or you can sell them, and you can sell them in bulk and they go by pretty fast if you sell them in large quantities. Another thing is, if you're just looking to complete your map, trying to get some of the things done for like your season journey, kind of like in Diablo, like you're just trying to get like your rewards for the challenges. If you want something to kind of go for in terms of goals, you want to do these challenges. A lot of them require different like maps, and these will give you free cosmetics that you can get. And here are some of the other ones I got from last league. I got like all the base ones from last league. If I go to what's my default key for microtransactions? All right, so if we go to let's see, I'm just trying to show these off. I think this was from last league. I think this is from last league, right? Scourge. A lot of these you get from Supreme Master. These ones were also for free. There's a lot of free cosmetics that you can unlock in the game. I don't remember the exact ones, but I remember getting the... Oh, here we go. These are the wings, and you can like change the tier of them. But yeah, there's a lot of free cosmetics that you can get. So check out the challenge screen and achievements, and you'll see that there's a lot of stuff to do. And as you progress, you'll get more free rewards. But anyways, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for the introduction of the Atlas. So keep on doing more maps, do the ones that are incomplete, hold Alt to check, and I'll come back with some like, you know, upgrades, and make sure you do the next lab. In fact, I'll probably start off the next video with doing the next lab for our playthrough session. Anyways, thanks for drop a like on your way out. It really helps out. And if you're brand new here and you want to see more Path of Exile in-game and explanations, and this is your first time here, subscribe, turn the bell, and I will see you on the next one. Take care, and I'll see you next.